Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's Vercel community live stream. We're talking about Python today. I'm Amy Egan. I'm part of the Vercel community team. I'm joined here with Jacob. Just a reminder, we are streaming this on X and YouTube, but if you want to join the chat, please sign into the community website and click going on the event, and you'll be able to participate in the chat.
Yeah, if you're going to hang out in the chat, please remember to be respectful and follow our code of conduct. And I'd like to introduce our guests today. We have Elvis and Yuri from the Python team. Welcome.
Hey guys, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
So tell us more about you guys.
Amy, I can't hear you.
Oh no.
Okay,
Somehow
I can still
Jacob,
I can still hear her. So
interesting routing. Elvis, can you hear Amy?
I can hear everybody just fine. And
All
I
right,
guess
go ahead.
I can hear you, Amy. Should I try to reconnect?
software issues. All right, so while Yuri's figuring that one out, I'm just gonna go ahead and introduce myself. I'm Elvis Pranskevičius, joining Vercel just a few weeks ago with Vercel's acquisition of Gel Data, our team, where we've been building databases and did a lot of work around Python for Python with Python. Another thing that I'm mostly involved in the Python ecosystem is async-pg, which is a driver for Postgres. It's a native async IO protocol implementation, which is quite popular. I think it's the de facto async driver for Postgres. And obviously it's not the only thing. I'll let Yuri talk a little bit about other things that we've done before joining Vercel.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Awesome, Amy, I can hear you now.
Good.
Amazing. All right, so happy to be here. I was reconnecting to the streaming thing. Didn't hear what Elvis was saying, but Elvis and I have been working with Python and on Python for very, very long time. I became Python core developer in 2013. The backstory is that it all started with Hazatter built in in Python, because in Python 3.0.0 alpha 6, Hazatter was swallowing all exceptions. So like if an error occurs, the function will just return false. And if you're doing a lot of meta programming, if you are overloading the $get function or something like that, debugging that becomes hell if Hazatter just swallows errors. So I wanted to fix that. I joined the Python mailing list at the time. Now they use discourse. Proposed that this should be fixed, submitted a patch. My patch was merged, and I just that basically started my contributions to Python. And then, like fast forward 1 year, I became Python core developer, started working on asynchronous programming, added async await to the language, multiple other things. Then Elvis and I started building what later became Gel, and for that we needed Python to be faster. So we started working on uvloop, which is basically, I think, the way how you run async await code now in production. And it's a drop-in replacement for the Python event loop. And after that, we've done a lot of other works. I wrote a number of Python enhancement proposals, PEPs, for Python. And somehow we basically were using Python for this whole time. Gel was in big parts written in Python, and we basically know our ways within the language, within the interpreter, within the community, the core community, and hopefully we can make Python support much better here at Vercel. Now that Vercel wants to become the best Python cloud in the world, and I think it's quite achievable. So I'm excited about this.
Yeah, we're really excited as well. Amy, you're muted still. No worries. So one question I have here is like, why is Vercel investing in Python now? Why is now the right moment to start pushing forward and improving, and I guess focusing more attention on Python here?
So I think that technology generally has some sort of like non-linear hype associated with it. For quite a while, Python was the default platform, I guess, or one of the default platforms for building web applications. There was Ruby on Rails, there was PHP, and there was Python. And a lot of well-known companies like Instagram, for example, or Pinterest, they started out of a Python code base. I think both of them actually started out of Django. And then essentially machine learning boom started happening, and Python was quite popular and still is for machine learning applications. But then TypeScript happened, React happened, Next.js happened, and Node.js happened as well. And people started building web applications on top of JavaScript, sometimes proper full stack applications with the backend component and whatnot. And I think Python's role in like pure web applications, when you have a front end like created with templates and whatnot, started to slowly fade away and sort of moved Python closer to just backend, like you implement your backend with Python and front end is handled by JavaScript. And I think it created some sort of an appearance that Python is becoming less popular, at least for some people. It was never true, for what it's worth. It was always growing in its user base, but that was kind of the vibe, I think, that a lot of people experienced or sensed. But nowadays we have AI, and all of the major AI labs, OpenAI, Anthropic, Meta AI Group, all of them are essentially using Python at scale. I think some of the most sophisticated AI frameworks now are created with Python as well. So that basically created this next cycle of hype around Python. And I think now is the time. Vercel is incredibly mature company. I think the level of DX they provide for JavaScript is just unmatched still to this day, which is kind of funny to me. Like if I were building a competitor to Vercel, I would just copy it, but somehow everybody fails to replicate the magic. And I would expect some companies to do the same for Python, but it's just not the case. Python deployment is still quite hard, and building, deploying, managing Python at scale it's actually hard thing to do. So I think the moment is absolutely perfect for Vercel now that it's a bigger company, has more resources to invest into Python and replicate the magic that they've done for JavaScript. Elvis, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, I agree. This is, I think, a night time for Python to become front and center at Vercel alongside JavaScript and TypeScript. A lot of stuff happens on the back end, and Vercel is becoming a backend host, not just the front-end host, from front-end cloud to AI cloud, and AI obviously is everything, including the front end, and Python plays a really big role there. So we're here for it.
So you mentioned there was a big focus on a lot of front-end web, Node, just JS in general. And that's resulted in a lot of tools being available for that side of things. And Python does tend to be more backend, which maybe doesn't get as much spotlight, even though it's back there keeping things running quietly. So with this shift at Vercel to focus on Python, do you see that as maybe the goal being the same kinds of tools that we have for Node and JS, or is it a little bit different with the way Python runs and maybe a more focus on AI and backends?
There's a little known story, and it's so little known that even I forgot the details about it. But there is a branch in our universe where Python is in all browsers, essentially by default, instead of JavaScript. There was a moment, I think maybe it was Brandon Ike reaching out to Guido van Rossum, or maybe it was somebody else from Mozilla leadership. Like they consider it running Python inside Mozilla. And if that happened, well, maybe the world would be a totally different place, but it did not. So JavaScript essentially is the way how we want to run applications. And even with WebAssembly and all different ways how you can compile Python to run inside browser, it's still heavy, it doesn't feel native. So Python's role was never essentially to create UIs with it, at least inside browsers. And so the tooling is also quite different. Python tooling is more about how do you build, again, backends, how you build machine learning pipelines. It's just different set of tools. And for JavaScript, the tooling is integrating Sass, CSS modules, graphics, images, transpilers, compilers, all of that magic to React compiles, React itself, GSX, to make front end enjoyable. So the worlds collide though. Like they intersect, and that intersect is usually the back end to front end boundary. This is where you have your API implemented in Python and your front end implemented in JavaScript, or back end implemented in JavaScript as well, and they need to somehow communicate with each other. And I wouldn't say that it's the lack of Python tooling within Python as a platform or programming language itself. It's that we don't have yet amazing tools, like for example at Vercel, to connect your existing Python projects. Just git push it essentially, and just deploy, just ship it immediately without any configuration, without any hassle. Make it elastic, make it scale automatically. Create a workflow, be that with Celery or something else, push it to the cloud, and then it's just like handled automatically for you, and you don't have to worry about it, and it's deployed everywhere. And it's like when a request from a browser routes to the server, it will route to the closest server to the user, stuff like that. And for that, you need big infrastructure, and you need proper tooling, and you need proper integration, and you need vision. And for what it's worth, I think again, like for the JavaScript world, the vision is largely shaped by Vercel on how to do it properly. And we can basically piggyback on that vision for what it's worth. I don't even think that we as Python team here need to invent any sort of new tooling or new concepts for Python DX wise. We just need to make it work, essentially. Maybe that will necessitate some new tooling, but ultimately we already have the tools. We already have Git. We already have Vercel. Just bring Python into the mix, essentially. Make sure that it works, and hopefully this is going to be it for tooling. I don't want us to learn new tools. We already know Python. We already know Git. So if we can limit it to that, that would be beautiful. Less tools to learn, more power to you.
Yes. One of the big things that resonated very much with me when we joined Vercel a couple of weeks ago was the concept of framework-defined infrastructure, which is something really cool, because what it implies is you take your code, the way you wrote it, the way it runs locally, you push it, and the platform figures out how to best configure itself to run that code for you, which means that we're not here to create some new framework and in Python framework and make people use it. We are here to enable existing Python code, existing Python frameworks to run and scale and derive all the benefits from that managed platform that Vercel is providing people, including observability, scalability, security, all those things, just essentially for free from the standpoint of engineering. So it's kind of, Amy, you asked about tooling. It is preserving the Python, like preserving the Python, existing Python toolset, but integrating it really well into Vercel's stack. So, which means that, hey, Vercel CLI works natively just fine inside any Python project, and the web portion, the portal, the dashboard can see through your code base just as well as it can through the TypeScript code bases.
So when a developer is choosing, say, their tech stack for a product, are there tasks that like Python is exceptionally well suited for above and beyond where, say, like JavaScript, TypeScript tends to sit? Or is it largely like an ecosystem play where you get the collection of libraries that have grown around it, and for that reason, it's for that reason, it can be a really good choice to choose one or the other. I've always been on the TypeScript side myself, so I have a fairly low context as to how the Python side of the fence does look.
So there's a famous joke about Python. And they say that Python is the second best language for everything, right? And that's actually true if you think about it. Python is everywhere, right? It's in academia, it's in machine learning and AI, it's obviously in the web in the form of backends and APIs and finance, all over the place. And so it has an incredibly deep, varied ecosystem of code, of packages. On PyPI, PyPI is probably the largest collection of public software. I might be off here, but I would think so. And so, yeah, it's just that strength and breadth and depth at the same time that, is this enables the staying power of Python, enables the growth, right? Even when there is a new category appears, like AI, naturally it kind of piggybacks on the existing strength of like, oh, there was machine learning before that, and before that there was scientific computing, so NumPy, SciPy, NumPy, all of those things kind of converge and enable Python to grow.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of people, it's not even a question what do they want to start with. It's just like you are predisposed to choose one thing or another. For a lot of people, they just identify themselves as a TypeScript engineer or Python engineer, and they naturally reach for one thing they think is perfect. And it just so happens that Python now is squarely in the category of hey, this is what you used to write your backend with. Of course, you can use Rust, and then it's going to be faster, but you probably will spend more time. Of course, you can use JavaScript, but I don't know. For a lot of people, they just think that Python is stronger there. Or, for example, if you have some machine learning scripts and infrastructure, just writing your backend in Python makes more sense because then two things are sort of like in the same language and whatnot. So yeah, for what it's worth, I think we need to embrace this. Like diversity is great pretty much in every category, be that between people, within the company, within the country, within your technology stack. I personally find it boring when you just have pure TypeScript code base. You don't use CSS, you use Tailwind or like something else, and just lock yourself into just one thing, and you only use one thing. To me, I don't know. Like, I know that some people appreciate the simplicity. I appreciate when things are slightly different. This is where you can get a lot of frustration, but also inspiration day to day, connecting things to each other. And this is like when your best work will probably happen.
We've got a comment in the chat, and it's not really a question. It's just nice.
Is
Python
it
and
a bad
machine
one?
learning is a proper love story. In machine learning, I can't imagine anything except Python. And in terms of data pipelines, no one can beat Python. So
That's true. As Elvis said, Python is this like perfect glue language. Essentially, this is what makes it second best thing for everything because there's obviously first thing for doing ML, running high intense CPU compute, for example, or GPU compute. It's not written in Python. But Python is amazing at gluing things together because of its C API, because of its history, because of the momentum that the ecosystem already has. So it just feels natural, essentially, to use Python for this high-level orchestrating of low-level tools. and low-level languages as well. Yeah, Python is great.
I also want to ask, because we're talking about what Python is good for and how so many people have identified themselves as one type of thing, and maybe that's not a Python dev, but maybe they want to get into it. So do you have any advice for somebody who's new to Python who might want to get started with it and learn how to use it for something real beyond just like a simple quick tutorial or reading docs?
I'll say a couple of words and then Elvis will share his perspective. I think that I personally tend to learn something by just going and trying to build something with it without just do a deep dive essentially. For Python specifically, by the way, it wasn't quite the case. For Python, I picked up a book by O'Reilly, and I just read it in a couple of days to get an idea, get a sense of what this programming language is. I just like glanced through the whole thing, but then I essentially just started building stuff without thinking. And it was the era when you didn't have ChatGPT and LLMs to help you. So that book, I guess, was my LLM. But my advice is always just like pick a problem to solve and go solve it. I find learning technology in any other way just boring, and there is a high probability of you just getting bored and like never learning it. Essentially, just pick up a task, pick up Python, spend an hour just learning the basic syntax and dive in. Maybe with LLM, you don't even need to learn the basic syntax anymore. Just ask it to help you and guide you. Ask it to tutor you, and it will happily do that for you. Pick the stack that everybody is using. Like today, it's Fast API essentially, and yeah, just dive in. Machine learning might be a little bit more complicated because I think you have to have like mathematically inclined mind and some basic training to do machine learning. But using Python for anything else, be that your home automation or a simple CRUD application or pretty much anything, to be quite honest, just pick a task and dive in. That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I fully agree. I do think that the best way to learn anything is to do, right? It's the lasting skills form when you're actually doing, and more importantly, struggling through a problem. Because
Oh, yeah,
in
that's
the
a good point.
beginning, it's hard. You don't know your way around, but that's what forms those strong connections, neuron connections in your the neural net that is inside your head. Um, uh, but also, Yuri mentioned that he and we learned Python long before, obviously, ChatGPT and other LLMs became a thing. But nowadays, it is truly so much easier to dive into a new technology because you can just ask questions, right? You can ask pointed questions at ChatGPT and receive tailored examples of how to do that thing that you're interested about. And importantly, do not ask it to do it for you, right? Do not ask Cursor to just vibe code this thing in Python, because that way you're not really learning, you're just observing something else doing the work. But if you ask, hey, how do I do X in Python, right? Because I know how to do it in TypeScript or in Go, and you get these examples, you get links as well. So it's a really, you don't get frustrated by Googling things and clicking on wrong links. So I think it's a huge boost in learning is to use LLMs. But I also wanted to mention is that if you're really serious about getting into the new ecosystem, join community, join some local development group, join a hackathon, meet some people, form those relationships. It really helps in like becoming part of it, like feeling that you belong here. And it's also very valuable in a sense that people give you advice, hey, go do that, or meet that person, talk to that guy, and so on. It's magical.
Nice
I
to be
want to
accountable to someone too.
Yeah.
I want to actually add a couple of things now. Elvis expanded on this beautifully. So first of all, and this is probably a conversation for a different time, but I can feel my brain sometimes becoming smoother when I'm using LLM to do everything, and you kind of like just sitting, observing it, failing, wasting time with it. What Elvis suggested is gold. Don't ask it to do it for you. Ask it how to do it, and then do it yourself. And this is how you actually learn the skill. And once you're an expert essentially in Python or any other programming language, then you can vibe code. Then you know how to steer it properly and get the maximum value out of it. But the worst thing you can do is pick up new technology and try to vibe code with it, because you will have no idea what's going on whatsoever, and you will have no idea how to put AI back on Rails. It's really really hard. And one more advice that I wanted to give is that open source is wonderful. I'm actually super happy that Vercel is so open source aligned. It's absolutely incredible to see a big company like have this feel of open source and attachment to it. But open source is great for everyone. It's great for people who want to learn things as well. Don't assume that you can't contribute to Python programming language even when you're just learning it. You already can. In fact, like the easiest way to contribute to Python, for example, is contribute to the docs meaningfully. Like you read the documentation, you don't get something, then you figure it out. Then go and make a pull request. You will learn so much from this experience of contributing. You will meet so many new people if you keep doing that. And today you contribute to documentation, tomorrow you contribute to documentation, and the day after you're going to be writing fixes for the programming language itself, and millions of people will use your work. Essentially, it's a thrill when you get this feedback loop with the world, essentially, of like contributing something and seeing the world using it. It's absolutely amazing. And yeah, I also think that we're in a unique place as software engineers, because you can be an amazing photographer and still nobody will care. Like you will have 100 subscribers on Instagram and you will be struggling. Maybe some struck of luck will happen and people will notice you, but there is so much of that content. It's so hard to get like really sort of like recognition, or like people printing your work and hanging on the wall. But with software development, it's different. You fix something and then everybody is using it tomorrow. Like there is no other field where you can get this feeling and this satisfaction so fast. And today with LLMs and everything else, you have no excuse to not to contribute and improve things. So just go and build something, go and ship something. That's the advice.
Good advice.
Yeah, I love that. Like project-based learning has been how I've learned pretty much everything in my career, and it scares me a little bit to think there's a generation of new developers coming in using ChatGPT who are just skipping that whole step, where they never get hands-on with a project and never learn it. Maybe they learn how to ship something, but they don't learn how to do the iteration on it. That's missing a fundamental skill.
Again, this is a conversation for a different community session, and let's totally do it. But I think we're going to be fine. Terabytes of software is written right now. People will have to fix it. So
Yeah.
people will have to learn how to do those things anyway. So we're going to be fine.
On
Keep
the
shipping.
topic of the open source contributions, will you still be contributing to the say Python core while you're at Vercel?
In fact, I think we're going to be contributing way more now that our mission is not about building databases or other products. Now it's about improving Python. I actually want to contribute more. I want my team to contribute more, and I want to grow talent within Vercel and potentially hire new talent to join Vercel and help us build this. Again, Vercel has deep roots in open source, and I can see the management within the company just like really aligned with open source. Some people say they will quit the company as soon as they have an enterprise version of any product. It's quite magical, and I think we're going to have a lot of support with us contributing to the core, to the standard library, to the documentation, to the community, and everything else. This is the way to build, essentially. Building in public doesn't just mean that you that you build something and blog about it. Building in public means collaboration with the community and everyone else. Like that's the true sense of it. And we have, both Elvis and I, we've been doing open source for like a decade and a half essentially, and we intend to continue. Elvis?
Yes, well put. We absolutely going to focus on not just Python, the language itself, but also the ecosystem, right? So uvloop, async PG, and all the other smaller things that we have under our umbrella will obviously be continue to be, and will improve that stack, and come up with new things too. Who knows?
Yeah, we have some ideas. Not going to spoil them right now, but we have
Yeah.
some ideas. Expect to hear from us.
You mentioned potentially hiring more engineers. Is your team hiring right now, or should people keep an eye on the careers page for that to maybe eventually be posted?
Well, feel free to send your CVs or just emails. It's fine. We're, I guess, not actively hiring right now because we just need to land and start the administratively walks, as I want to call our team within Vercel. But we will be hiring for sure. And in fact, I think one position that I'd be willing to hire for now is going to be a developer advocate. If you're passionate about Python, if you have experience developer advocating, if you tried running a YouTube channel or something like that, or worked on documentation, or have a technical blog in Python, if you know a lot of people within your community, if any or if one of those things is true, or many of those things is true, definitely send me an email. And yeah, we'll take a look.
Yeah, amazing. So we're almost coming up on time here. So yeah, I'm not sure if we have enough time for another question yet. What will be the best place for people to give you feedback about the changes that are coming in, things they'd like to see with Python, and so on as you continue to build this out? At Vercel?
We have this website, community.vercel.com, right, Jacob?
Big fan, big fan.
Yes. So start posting there, and if we feel that we need like a new top-level category called Python, we can create that. But like, let's see how active the community is. If the community is active, and we see a lot of bug reports and feature requests, we will make it even more noticeable and prominent there. But also feel free to reach out on Twitter directly. Just DM me. I'm at 1st1. There, Elvis, I think, is El Prance.
Yep,
right?
everywhere.
So yeah, just reach out on GitHub, Twitter, email us. My email is Yuri, Yury, at vercel.com. Just email me directly. It's fine. Whatever works for you, essentially. Just the worst thing that you can do is something doesn't work for you and you're frustrated and you don't report this, you don't surface it. Let us know about stuff that doesn't work, and we'll fix it for you. Maybe we'll not fix it for you immediately. Maybe it will take some time, but eventually it will be fixed. Not the only, but one of the main mechanisms is direct feedback from the community. So please complain. That's good.
Yes, it's the only way we know something's broken, right? You think
Well,
it's
we also have
not broken?
telemetry. We also have telemetry, obviously logs and whatnot, but they never tell you the full story. Your telemetry cannot tell you that DX sucks. Your telemetry cannot tell you that the tool is suboptimal or the tool is inconvenient to use, for example, or something like that. Your telemetry cannot tell you that docs are broken and people don't know how to navigate, and only 10% of people can figure it out, and the rest cannot. Yeah, even with the best telemetry in the world, you still can't avoid just having direct, honest feedback from the community. So please keep it coming. Please complain, and we'll do our best to address it.
Please
Our goal
complain,
here,
everyone.
Yes, please complain
about Python and
our-
Vercel, by the way. We don't care about other complaints.
Yes. All right.
Awesome. Well, I think we are at time. I think we actually went over a little bit. So thank you guys for sticking around a few extra minutes with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. This was fun.
Thank you.
Enjoyed it. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
All right. Thank you all so much. This was our last community session of this year. I think we are off for a couple of weeks with the holidays and end of year. So join us in January. We will see you again then.
See you all in the new year, everyone.